Is it smart to start investing in Pokemon? Or is it maybe better to just invest in S&P 500, which is known as this very, very steady investment? Well, that is a question that I asked myself as well, and I wanted to figure that out in this series. In this series, we are trying to invest 250 euros into Pokemon and into S&P 500 every single month. And we'll do this for a year. And after a year, we're gonna check which investment was the better one. We are Wicked Pools, and right now we're gonna check what the investments of last month have done. Disclaimer though, this is not financial advice at all. We are just having fun and we're just casually trying to figure out what we want to buy for Pokemon. And this is not based on like any financial advice whatsoever. Just do your own research. And as you can see, it has been a glorious month for Pokemon. Because we invested, of course, 250 euros and it's worth 285 euros at the moment. That's an increase of 16%. That is, of course, crazy. And if we can sustain 16% per month, yeah, we're going to the moon. But of course, this is a crazy number. This will not persist. This will not continue because that's just impossible. But okay, sure. Let's see what all of our individual products have done. It looks right now like Surging Sparks went down, but it didn't. Actually, all 4 products that we chose went up. And that's really nice. But let me actually get you a closer look on what happened. So right here you can see what we bought all these items for in February. And on the bottom you can see the updated prices. And you can see what the ROI, the return of investment for us, was within the month. And the first thing that you see that amazes me, and I'm glad to see, is that the one with the highest ROI is also the one that was the highest purchase value. It was for 100 euros and it's now 122 euros. So those are some big gains, and that's amazing. Also, I just love to see the fact that this was our fun pick, Articuno, and it also went up. I mean, of course, ever so slightly, but still 3.5%. That ain't bad. I'm also, because opposed to that, Surging Sparks was actually an investment which I was very confident in. Yes, it did go up, but it's not in the fashion that you were expecting or that you're hoping for. Because the 151 booster bundle, that is the increase that you're hoping for, of course. And also I remember that I was doubting whether I should buy the Destined Rivals Elite Trainer box, and that one also skyrocketed. But of course, if you're just dealing with a budget of 250 euros, you can buy everything that you want. So now let's see what S&P 500 did. So actually, as you can see, for S&P 500, it has gone down ever so slightly, but it has gone down 1.5% over the last month. Again, this is nothing too big, it's nothing too crazy. This is just bound to happen. You're gonna have a month where you're slightly going down, you're gonna have a month where you're slightly going up. That's basically what you'll see in this pattern right here. It's now stagnating a bit here, but again, it's nothing too crazy, and that's something that you can expect. So right now our Excel is looking like this. Our S&P is worth 246 euros and 87 cents. And our Pokemon is worth 285 euros and 6 cents. So currently Pokemon is beating S&P 500, but of course this is very low sample size. It's just 1 month. The graph also therefore doesn't show anything interesting because it's just the data of 1 month of progress. So what's gonna be more fun is right now we're gonna actually invest 250 euros more, and we're gonna see what we're gonna buy. So here we're gonna go into our first investment. Actually, this one we've also talked about in the first episode. We didn't decide to go for it. Might actually be fun to check what its price was during that episode. Let me check. Back then it was 123 euros. Yes, that's gone up a lot. So also that would have been an amazing investment, but still I think it's a good time to step in. This will go up, in my opinion. Whether it will be in the year, that is the question, but this is still a solid investment. The fact that it's risen so much doesn't mean it can't rise further. It doesn't mean that this is now not a good time anymore. Talking about why this was a good investment, we've talked a lot about this in the last episode. We've talked about all the products that we wanted to buy, but this is just the ultra premium collection with 18 packs inside and 2 very good promo cards, which I think on their own are also decent investments. Maybe also PSA 10s of those cards, and especially the Charizard card is just something that people want. And the fact that also 5 years ago there was also another ultra premium collection with a Charizard on it, and it did exactly the same. It had the exact same cycle and it skyrocketed afterwards. So let's hope the same thing happens for this one. Also, a fun side note, on the last episode, one person commented actually that we should invest into this Pokemon box. His name was Dajengsta, or his or hers. And actually, thank you for that comment, because we are actually gonna go for it. We're gonna put it into our inventory. Even though the price went up a lot, we still think this might go up further, so it's gonna go into our collection. Thank you for that comment. And yes, if you guys have any other suggestions, feel free and just put it in the comments. Feel free and also give your reasoning why, because that would be also helpful, just to see why you think it's a good investment. That would help us out a lot. And our second choice is gonna be the Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer box. Now, we haven't talked about that one in the previous episode, and that's also because the fact was it wasn't out yet at that point. Of course, you'll see pricing here from before, but for us it was only available in February. And the fact just remains that this set is incredibly hyped. The majority of people is in love with this set because of the amazing artworks that are in there, and the selection of Pokemon is amazing. Me personally also, I am in love with this set as well. I'm trying to master set this. I've also done a pack opening of 2 Elite Trainer boxes right here on this channel, so if you want to go check it out, I'll put a link in the description. We've had an amazing pool in there, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it was my best pool ever, so definitely go check it out. But the set in general is amazing. My personal favorite is the Mega Feraligatr EX Secret Illustration Rare. It might be an unpopular opinion, but to my liking, that card is just so awesome. It really looks beautiful. But it has so many good cards. It has Gengar, it has the Pikachu, it has the Mega Dragonite, it has the gold cards. So many good cards. And it's also the largest set ever printed, which has been stated by every YouTube video that talks about Ascended Heroes, so you probably will know about that by now. But there's so much to like about this set. There's also something to dislike, of course, and that was the way that they released this set. Also, it's nothing new, but they did release it in a very weird way, in very difficult patterns, where it's just very hard to get hold of these sets. It's been a challenge, but I've managed to get hold of 4 of these Elite Trainer boxes. I've opened 2 on my channel, and I've kept 2 of them sealed personally, so it's interesting. Again, it's gonna be a tough estimation whether it's gonna be the right fit for this series, because again, we're just gonna invest for a year, and we're gonna check after a year which investment was better. And the fact is that this is still currently being released, and it might get reprinted, and maybe a couple of times, maybe it won't get reprinted. We don't know that yet. But the thing is, this is gonna be, for me, a certain investment for like 5 years or 6 years, whatever. It will rise. Again, there's never a guarantee, but it feels like a very safe investment. But if it will happen within a year is still unsure, because we do not know anything about the re-releases. And then lastly, we still have about €5 left, something like that. So we're going like 50 cents above budget, but that's fine, because with S&P we'll also just do the exact same amount of investment. So it's all fair and square. But with the remaining price, I just went for this promo card called Alakazam from the Mega Evolution promos. And yeah, it's just for €6. It's not going to be massive contribution to our portfolio, but still, there's a good reason why I still went for this card. First of all, also what I mentioned, maybe like 100 times in the previous episode, is the fact that this is an original Kanto Pokemon. It's one from the original 151, and people just love that set. People just love the Kanto Pokemon, and especially also Alakazam is a very beloved Pokemon. It's not one of the like big ones like Pikachu, Charizard, you name them, but it's a card that a lot of people still like. On top of that, it's just a promo card. Promo cards are more rare than cards that are in packs, so it's going to be more rare than an illustration rare. And additionally, I also like the art myself, so it's a reason why I would invest in it. So I think if I have that reason, maybe someone else will have the same reasoning. And lastly, which is also a very interesting point, is that you can see that now Alakazam is going a bit on a downhill, which is okay. That's not a disaster. But what you see is that the PSA 10 curve is now going upwards. And the fact also that the difference between the raw card and the PSA 10 card is quite big. And that is very good for investors, because people are looking to buy this Alakazam in order to try and grade it and get a PSA 10 and get a profit out of it. Because if the PSA 10 card would be worth 55 euros, this card is not interesting. People don't want it because you're buying it for 6 euros and hopefully you're going to sell it for 56. But you have to grade it. You have to wait 6 months in order to get your card back, and you have to pay 30 euros for grading. It's just not worth it. But again, let's use this example. Let's say it's exactly 6 euros to buy this Alakazam, and again, let's say it's exactly 30 euros to grade for PSA. Let's say that you buy around 30 Alakazam cards, right? That cost you 180 euros. And let's assume from those 30 cards, 5 of them are gradable, where you can think that they might be a PSA 10. That will cost you another 150 euros to grade 5 cards, which will come to a total cost of 330 euros. Now you have to wait 6 months, which is of course a pain. But after 6 months, let's say just 3 of the 5 submissions become a PSA 10, right? Let's assume that the current price is still the price then, which is not going to happen. But yes, let's say this is roughly 120 euros. You've already gained 360 euros from the 3 PSA graded cards. Then you still have like 27 other Alakazams to sell at around 6 euros. that's big profits. So I can't do these calculations by head, so I'll probably put like the number on screen here from based on all the assumptions that I've just made, what the price would be then and what the profit would be. But it's just, again, it's a hypothetical situation. But what matters is the fact that there's just such a big price difference between the raw card and the graded card, which will result into people actually trying to buy the raw cards in order to hopefully find this PSA 10 within there. So this is how our beautiful portfolio will look like right now. At the moment, the Mega Charizard UPC is going to be the most valuable item, and then the 151. We're going to see, because what will happen to this ETB? Will it maybe, will some positions change, or will this always be in the exact same order? Whatever, it's going to be fun to see. Now, it's time to check how much of S&P we can buy at the current rate. So right now, as we checked before, the price per share is 6,878 euros and 88 cents, which means for the same purchase price as we did with the Pokemon investment, we now get to purchase 0.0362 shares, which is a bit more than the previous one, and that's of course because the price per share is a bit lower. So now our total investment value for S&P is 496 euros and 1 cent, and for Pokemon it's 535 euros and 63 cents. Of course, here the graph, the updated graph, is not going to show any interesting insights yet, but hopefully over a couple of months it will be a bit more interesting to look at. So what do you think of the investments that we made in this month? Do you think they're good? Do you think I made some questionable ones maybe? Do you have some better investments that you think will work with a 250 euro budget? Definitely let us know. And also, if you liked this content, definitely consider a subscribe, because we will be doing this every single month in order to find out which investment is better. Have a great day, everyone.